Hi, a very good day to all. My name is Anurag Srivastava, and I'm here to present a wonderful topic, which helps everyone, whether it is salesperson or it is any individual, because the topic that we are going to take today is a rapport building. For my experiences, rapport building is one of the most important topics that one could go through. For my introduction, as I've told you, I'm Anurag Shroff. I'm a certified learning and development professional, and we will be looking forward to some kind of learning today. So let me share my screen with you and show you what a rapport building means. Now, starting with it, when we are talking about rapport building, okay, when we are talking about rapport building, what is actually the meaning of rapport? Okay, we all understand the word building, but let's look at the meaning of rapport. When we look the meaning of rapport is, it's the dictionary meaning, or you can say the Oxford American English defines the rapport has a harmonious and understanding relationship between two people. Now, the question might come to your mind that why rapport building is so important. Why rapport building is so important? It is important because, when you go ahead with your personal or professional life, it is very important to understand that if you have a good connect with the people in front of you or around you, you can always have a wonderful personal and professional connect. So I'm talking about both the scenarios. I'm talking about the personal life, number one, and I'm talking about the professional life. Now, rapport building works both ways because why? It is a harmonious and understanding relationship between two people. When you are a person, you might be an introvert, you might be an extrovert, but to excel in your life, you need to leave your introvert activities and try to break the ice, I would say. You know why? Because when you are trying to go ahead and understand some person, you need to have some pep talk or small talks, which we say, because you are trying to build a relationship with them. You are trying to have a connect with them, and it will always make you helpful to progress in life, whether it is professional or it is personal. It can be with your managers, your co-workers, your clients, your colleagues, or it can be family and friends, both ways. So if you have a good rapport building nature, you are definitely one among the top cream member. Now, when we talk about the connection and understanding, when we try to connect and understand with people, what is the most important thing that we are doing? We are trying to understand the person who is sitting in front of us or whom we are trying to talk. Okay, so if you are talking to some person, what you are doing actually understanding. You are trying to understand the person with a closer connect on the personal or the professional front. So you are trying to help people understand you in one way and understand the professional and the personal connect on the other hand. It helps you release the unwanted tension and anxiety. It generally happens, what generally happens when we are talking about the professional front, most importantly, it happens that, when it comes to our managers, when it comes to our colleagues or co-workers, there is some kind of tension. And if you do not have a rapport with that person particularly, it might happen that the tension grows with the growing time. But if you have a good rapport, there will be a conversation about any problem that you are facing, and then that can be resolved very easily. And on top of that, if you are a good rapport builder, if you are able to build good rapport, okay, you will be more confident in your life. And everyone wants confident people nowadays because we are running in a very volatile scenario, and confidence and perseverance is something which you should know, you should like, and you should understand, and you should also incorporate towards it. So that's what I would like to say, why rapport building is very important nowadays, because it is a personal touch, it is a personal connect. In simple words, if I talk about it, it's a personal connect which you are trying to have with a person. You are trying to have a personal connect with a person, and you are trying to know him more. And when we talk about it, a smile breaks thousand words. So if you have that smile on your face all the time, and you are able to talk to people, your relationship with that person will be more harmonious and understandable. When we proceed further, we see what is the rapport ratio. Okay, if we are looking for a Venn diagram, okay, let me first tell you that I try to go ahead with the KISS principle, okay, whenever I'm taking any topic. So in this KISS principle, it says that keep it short and simple. So we will be talking about the rapport building in a very, very simple words and very easy way, so that anybody, any layman can understand. So it is very important to understand this Venn diagram, because in this Venn diagram, it is you and the others. And when you mix the Venn diagram, the intersection part is the rapport, is the part for the rapport building. Okay. So it is very important, especially when I talk about salespeople. When I go ahead and talk to people who are in sales, what we are missing today, because apart from traditional commerce, we have e-commerce today. Okay, apart from the traditional commerce that's already there, we have e-commerce today. But even in e-commerce, we have got various activities, various strategies for marketing, and it can be on a call as well. It can be on a call as well, apart from the social media, apart from the hoardings, anything which you are doing, it can be on a call as well. So what you do is you actually establish an authority when you are talking to people. You have to establish an authority when you are talking to people, and you have to build a rapport. You have to create a rapport that you are a person who's really helpful and fulfill the demand of the person who is in front of you. That's what a sales guy needs to do all the way. So if you are a person who is able to fulfill the need or the demand, whatever the person is asking for, I think you are the best guy to approach. And in this case, let me tell you that it will help for a long way. You will not only retain the clients or the customers which you already have in your list, but you will also create an impact on the newcomers, on the new prospects, I would say. So it's very important to understand this Venn diagram, that it is you in one way and it is the others in the other way, and the intersection part is for the rapport building. Now, let us look at few of the lines written over here, that rapport is a state of harmonious understanding with other individual or group that enables greater and easier communication. See, if you are into sales, particularly, if I take the sales people over here and concentrate on them, if you are able to create a rapport with them in a very good manner, it actually is helping you to create or to communicate with them in a very easy manner, because they are someone who already like you. They are someone who will already have confidence in you. They are someone who will be in your personal connect. So apart from the professional connect, if you have already established the personal connect, they will be having a much easier and greater communication with you people. So for the salespeople, it is very important that you create the rapport, you build a rapport, and you encash on that rapport. And it all starts with the establishment of the authority that is given to you. In other words, rapport is getting on well with another person or a group of people by having things in common. This makes the communication process easier and usually more effective. Now, here, what I would like to tell you is helpful rapport behavior. Okay, helpful rapport behavior. Now, what are the various things which you can do for a helpful rapport behavior? You should always understand that it has been proven by a research found at Harvard that 80% of our communication denotes or is occupied by our body language, and only 20% is the words which you speak. So in that manner, it is always important to understand your body language. And when I talk about the body language, it is the language of your body which is actually moving and helping you create more emphasis on the people, and they are more or more confident in talking to you and having a relationship with you. So it is very important to understand that your body language is playing the most vital part over here. Secondly, when someone may ask, what's the body language when you are talking? So watch your tone. In which tone you are talking to the people. So watch your tone always. Watching your tone is very important, because the way you speak, the pitch, the tone, the words which you are using are creating an impact on the other person. That is why it says that watch your tone in which you are talking. Second, when I come to is show that you are a good listener. Okay, show them and prove them that you are a good listener, because if you are into sales, you need to be a good listener. Why? Because it is very important to listen and understand what your client or customer is looking forward to. If you don't listen and you just speak, you're only repeating the already acquired knowledge which you have in your mind. But if you are listening, you are actually trying to understand new things, maybe a new thing learning. Okay. And in that way, I would say that if you are a good listener, you will understand people more and more. And you should always smile, even if you are on the phone. You should always smile. It is like a open arms hugging. You're right. So you need to smile when you are on a call. You need to smile when you are in person. You need to smile, because that's the most important thing, that it will help you. And you should use people's name. Okay, you should use people's name. Why? Because it is important. As a person looks at him or herself, it is very important that they love their names. Okay, and they respect that particular thing. They respect that particular thing. So if you take the name of the person in front of you, whether you are talking over the phone or you are talking in person, whether it is professional or personal, people will take you more seriously. People will take you more comfortably. People will understand that you are in other way respecting them. And when you are talking over the phone, and you are stuck that, okay, how to build a rapport. There may be conditions, there may be scenarios, there may be uh, points where you are stuck. The other person is an introvert and you cannot talk to them because they are only giving answers in either yes or no, or they are using very limited words. So in that case, the funda is that you have to ask open-ended questions. Once you start asking open-ended questions, they will actually speak more than what they were thinking about. So open-ended questions is one thing that you have to build the rapport. And when we are developing a relationship built on trust, okay, it's a relationship which is built on trust. You need to understand that you need to be honest, you need to have integrity, secondly, and you need to be empathetic. Because, nowadays, when in digital world, we are seeing that we are not emphasizing on empathy or integrity that much. Why? Because things have gone digital. But even, do you want to buy anything from any e-commerce site, giving the mode of payment which you don't think is ethical, or do you don't think is honest, which will not keep your personal information? So that trust has to be built. If that trust is built, I can give several examples like Amazon, Flipkart, Alibaba.com. All these people have actually built a kind of trust with their customers. And that is why when they have built a trust on their customers, they are actually able to take the payment, okay, even with the personal, very private information. Why? Because it is the trust factor where the rapport has been generated between the client, okay, which is the customer or the consumer, you say, and the manufacturer or the seller. That's the most important point, that you have to be in the same way of trustworthiness, or you can say integrity. That's the most important thing that you have to understand today. Secondly, if I talk about trust, you need to understand that you need to be non-judgmental. You need to be non-judgmental. And after that, any representation of our business will need to maintain professional attitude to their job, especially if it is a customer facing. It's up to each and everyone to make customer feels welcome. Now, how you make people feel welcome? It's some kind of element which is missing nowadays. And that missing element is gratitude, number one. Second, compliments. Why aren't we complimenting our customers if they are doing good? For example, there are lots of platforms in EdTech, okay? And if we are seeing that the student is doing good, why don't you call up their parents and compliment that their kid is doing great, that their kid is doing wonderful? Why are we missing on that factor? We shouldn't leave any stone unturned when we are dealing with people in our professional life. That is why it is concentrate towards the clients of the salespeople. Now, the skills involved in building ordinary relationship and establishing contact and rapport with customers are basically the same. Okay, it is always basically the same when you are actually creating or establishing a contact or a rapport. Okay, you can say it as two different words, but basically they are same, because customers facing people need to be comfortable using these skills in order to do their job well. So if I was talking about the salespeople and scenarios where they feel that they are stuck to some point, they need to understand that there will be a point where you need to stick, or you need to open up with open-ended questions. Now, please make sure that when you are asking open-ended questions, don't start it with anything which is too personal, which is religion or politics or any kind of thing with their employment. For example, salaries. Why? Because you have to stick to safer topics when you are opening up for open-ended questions. Example, how are you feeling today? What do you think about your kid? How do you see your kid improving on our platform or any digital social media in coming few days? So these are few safer topics which you need to narrate to the people. Now, the art of customer service is making people feel special. As I told you, the gratitude and the compliment are very, very important things. And you need to make them feel special. And you don't need to make only one person feel special, but you need to make every and each customer feel special, because for them, you are the one who is providing the service. They are not bothered about the other customers, but you need to make that create a relationship with all your clients as you build the rapport with them. Making people feel special is one of the essential elements in forming good customer relationships. When we are talking about good customer relationship, it is very essential element for any of the clients. You can show that you think a customer is worth your time and attention in many ways. It is the ability to show that you feel this and not just say it. It makes good customer relationship. Now, when we are talking about uh, the attention seeker, who is the attention seeker over here? The attention seeker is your client, is your customer, and you are trying to show that whatever time you are giving to that client or customer in person or over a call, it is worth it. Because why? Because you are thinking that person is very important, and you are not just saying it. You don't say that, sir, you are very important to us. No, you make them feel. You make them feel that they are important. You say, welcome aboard, sir, to the family. So you are doing what? You are making them feel good factor. And that's a win-win situation. Okay, that's a win-win situation for all of us, and that you have to understand. Now, rapport building, as I told you earlier, so very first thing is be honest. For salespeople, it is very important that you know your product and you know your company and you know the rules and regulations of your company. So be honest in everything. A salesperson should never lie. Apart from salespeople as well, we should never lie, because being honest is something which is actually appreciated by everyone. Secondly, be professional. When you are talking over the phone, please be professional. Do not indulge in personal matters. Okay, do not indulge in personal matters which people don't want to talk about. Okay, be positive. That's very important. Being optimistic nowadays is very important, because things are changing at such a fast rate that we are actually moving our eyes and seeing that the scene or the screen has changed. So we are actually in a pressure. But even in that scenario, you have to be very, very positive and very optimistic. You need to be polite always. You need to be polite as a person, as a salesperson, or even as a manager. You need to be polite. There are different versions of reinforcement. There can be a positive or negative reinforcement, but over here, you need to be polite and be very specific. When a person is asking you any question, okay, related to your product, related to your service, you need to understand that you are giving very specific answers to them. Don't just drag your answers to a worthless conversation. You need to understand that you are going ahead with specific and conclusive answers. What are the customer needs? They need to feel welcome. They need to feel welcome when you are having a conversation with them. That is why in hospitality industry, you see that the welcoming is the most prominent one. Secondly, they need to feel comfortable. When you are dealing with a client, they need to feel comfortable. They need to be understood. If they are talking something and if you are a good listener, they need to make sure that you understand their requirements, their demand, and what is their need. So be appropriate in understanding the people. They need assistance. Why? Because they are from a different background and you are there to assist them in whatever demand and whatever need they have. So be very assistant in helping people, and they need to feel important. Okay, so giving importance is very, very important nowadays. Just don't say it in words, but you need to make sure that you are actually giving importance to the people who have come to your business. They need to be recognized. There is a scope of recognition when we talk about rapport building. There is a scope of recognition because you need to have understanding that your client or your customer is the king, and they need to be recognized in that. That is why I said call their names. They need to be treated with respect. They need to be listened very carefully, and they need prompt service. If you are giving a very delayed service, it's something which is delaying their need. But if you are giving a prompt service, trust me, you are one who is giving them what they want in whatever time that they require. And if the promptness is there, you will be seeing repeated business from the same client. And the need of trust that I already have explained to you is very important. Think about these when you are dealing with your customer the very next time. Now, a very important thing is breaking the ice. When we talk about breaking the ice, when meeting somebody for the first time, some simple tips will help you reduce the tension in the situation, enabling both parties to feel more relaxed and thus communicate effectively. For example, use non-threatening and safe topics for initial small talks. I told you, do not talk about politics, do not talk about religion, do not talk about their very personal life. People don't actually want to talk about these things. Listen to what the other person is saying and look for shared experience for customers. There are so many shared experiences or circumstances from which you can learn. So listen to your customer, listen to your client very carefully. Try to inject an element of humor. If you are someone which is very humorous, that's very important. But it's not important to be humorous and start cracking jokes left, right, and center. That's not the motive over here. The motive over here is to make people feel very comfortable. Okay, if you are using a kind of humor, what you are doing is you are making people feel comfortable, okay, and show the empathy to them. Be conscious of your body language and nonverbal signals. In the picture, as I have shown you two pictures, just see what are the body languages of the first one and the second one. In picture one, they are both engaged in the conversation. And in picture two, you can see that the prospect on the left appears to be relaxed. However, it is more likely that he is losing the interest. So that should not happen when you are dealing with words. Okay, so the rapport building has got 7% of the word consciousness, 38% of the tone of your voice, unconscious, which you are about, and 55% of the psychology, which again you are unconscious about. So it is something which you need to create and build up. So rapport building, in other words, I would say, if the customer is friendly, you have to be cheerful. Nature is calm, you have to be natural and calm. If burden or trust, you have to be very sympathetic. And if they are happy, you need to be happy along with them. The importance over here of building rapport is a critical component of successful client-seller relationship, as this process promotes open communication, one, develops two, and fosters the client desired to participate in an exercise program. Okay, and that's the third point. Understanding your client and what they want to achieve is more likely to success. Without this understanding and trust, the client-seller relationship cannot flourish. Please understand that. As clients share more information about who they are, likes, dislikes, fears, goals, you can better understand the function, how to best interact with them. So these are for the pep or the small talks. It is all about communicating effectively in your life to strengthen your connection with people and ensuring you are understood. So as a person, you need to understand people, and then you need to be understood by the people. The advantages are people like themselves. That is a basic human nature. People are also more receptive towards others who are similar to them or have similar backgrounds to them. Once you have a rapport with someone, there is a mutual liking and trust. The benefits to building rapport with someone is that they will much more likely to want to do business with you and share information, recommend you to others and support your ideas. Improved sales productivity, okay, and teamwork can all result from building rapport with colleagues and clients. That's the advantage. Why we are talking about rapport building today? Because we are looking at the advantages that this simple thing can bring. Now, there can be certain barriers in rapport building, which we will also look towards to. The absence of rapport is telling your subject's mind that you are a person that you cannot trust yet. That's the very first one. The second one, the problem with this is without trust, there's no way to push forward. Third one, it's your job to make your subject feel safe so you can quickly get down to doing what you do best. So that is why I gave you an example of Amazon. There might be several other examples where you need to create the trust, brother, because you are in the e-commerce world what we are talking about. The 4 A's formula of rapport building is assure, acknowledge, affirm, and appreciate. Please understand that you assure the people, you acknowledge the people, you affirm whatever you are doing and whatever you are saying. And last but not the least, that you are appreciating your prospect. The same thing, assure. I assure you we can solve this. Everyone likes to know you can help them. Acknowledge, I can help you. Note that always acknowledge the customer's opening statement. Affirm, that is a great choice. Affirming on the personal level can be a compliment, such as, I like your sense of humor. And appreciate, thank you for your patience. I appreciate your patience, and thank them again and again. So the idea of rapport building is to is very, very crucial for any deal, and that's the conclusion for the rapport building. But before we conclude, we need to understand that if you are creating a rapport, please be polite, be empathetic, watch your tone, watch your body language, stick to safer topics, and always have a smile, which will help the people understand you and create the trust in the market. So that was a small video for today, and I hope you guys like it. Thank you, and see you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.